Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Human Experience Mark Rose. And today I wanted to talk about the importance of self-reflection through my perspective, of course, and share a few ways I like to reflect. But first and foremost, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourself and just showing up and doing your best, and being passionate. Don't forget that. You got to wake up every day and be passionate about something, which we'll talk about a little bit. But yeah, so life's been busy lately, which is just the shifts of life in general. I feel like for all of us, we always have some sort of twist or turns, or there's always something going on. But the point of me today, talking about like reflection and self-reflection and making that time to yourself and finding that solitude and that mental solace to just figure yourself out is very important. And that's something that's really important to me. And it's always been very important to me because growth and evolution is something that I really just love. I'm fascinated about, like, of course, the human experience. Like I'm very fascinated about everything surrounding us, what's going on, why we act the way we do, why I act the way I do, why I react a certain way. It's life. But that's why I wanted to talk about reflection because when life gets hectic or busy or there's like a lot going on, you have to learn how to sit and not have any distractions. You have to learn how to tune things out and really understand yourselves because if we take that time to understand ourselves, then we can be better for the collective. Yeah. So, for the importance of reflection, it's like self reflection helps you understand yourself more and grow to be your best self by observing past or recent behaviors and explore your curious mind in order to learn and grow, as well as be able to react differently in the future as a compared to like how you would have reacted in the past. Because I feel like everything, there's always like a pattern. I feel like a lot of things will repeat. Like these past few months, I've been seeing little signs of things that I know I've worked on and I've grown from. And I've seen whether it's in people, situations, places, things. I can see things will always try and come back and you know, kind of knock you off course a little bit, but that's why self-reflection and knowing who we are is very important. So reflection has always helped me become stronger and more aware of myself and why I react the way I do to things I love or things I don't so much like about myself, to be honest. It helps me understand myself more so my decision making is more authentic to who I am in the present and I can be more authentic to myself and others by being more in tune with my emotional state. We are always growing and life is always shifting, so by taking the time to know self, it helps us reduce anxiety, stress, and repetitive outcomes we may have never wanted to revisit, to be honest. It helps create a more clear path and alignment towards what's important to us. And once again, speaking from my perspective of my curious mind. But we live in a pretty busy world where everyone is doing something at all times, occupying the mind. Even at times when we actually slow down, we're still doing something that doesn't involve really self exploring ourselves and how we really feel. So the less and less we spend with our minds, the more we lose our sense of purpose. And I talked about purpose in another episode, so I would definitely check that out after listening to this. The two go hand in hand pretty much. So, by the reflection is practically questioning yourself and where you're at currently, whether mentally, physically, all around. It can help you stay aligned with yourself and core values. If you don't know your purpose and you feel lost or like you're just here surviving, I would say reflection, which also leads to configuring your senses of purpose will help with that. there's no need to just be working and in survival mode and waking up, just doing things that you don't even care about. Like, there's so much more to this world. I feel like so many in society live in a stagnant box. And this is not to be judgmental or anything, it's just more of an observation. A lot of how we act is based on our upbringing and what we've experienced in life, whether good or bad. I've been through life events and experienced things I don't ever want to experience again. So when I reflect or something in the current reality reminds me of something, whether good or bad, by sitting with my thoughts without distractions, I observe why I reacted the way I did in the moment. I can smile when I realize why, or I can say, I didn't like how I went about that. But when we sit and analyze things, it makes room for growth. And I don't know who's listening right now, where you're at, what you're going through, but please take this as a sign to make time to find solitude. That means go somewhere with no one around and no distractions and sit with your thoughts. If you're going through a lot right now, just accept it and figure out how you can learn from what you're going through and find a solution to get out of that one moment at a time. Because Rome wasn't built in a day. It wasn't. But seriously, reflection is self-awareness, and that's mentally and emotionally, not just physically. Society tends to let material things, I feel like material things, money, let's say like social media status as well, determine their worth, and the list goes on. And this can get you lost in your sense of purpose and sense of self if you barely reflect, but pick up on what's popular or what someone else is deeming worthy. If you don't know yourself, guess what? Society will do that for you and you will subconsciously let them. We're all unique and we have to get out of our comfort zones and express ourselves as much as we can to the core. It doesn't only help you, but also helps the collective consciousness. If we all focus on being our best selves, knowing what we want out of life, and making time with ourselves, we can all support and accept one another more if we can learn to just be our best unique selves and let it be. We're all weird. I don't care what you say. A lot of society just hides their weirdness by blending in. And we got to stop blending in. Stop blending in. Just live. And I'll be honest, I've dimmed my light in who I am before to make others comfortable. As children, I feel we know who we are until society, family, peers, etc., tells you who they want you to be. So that mixed with school, work, whatever else life throws at you, it can take you for a turn and really push you to forget who you are and what you stand for to your core. So that is why reflection is important. Life can be distracting and there will like things will always come up, but you have to make time to find that stillness and solitude and time to yourself without any outside noise to focus on who you are as a being and what you're adding to this collective experience. I like to say I view life as a movie. That could be the actor in me who fantasizes life and has a lust for it. But while we're here, we deserve to be ourselves and be passionate about our lives. There is so much beauty in this world in the midst of the chaos. So allow yourself to experience more happy than sad days. If you want to wear something you feel you may be judged in, just wear it anyways. If you've been thinking about switching up your hair, go for it. We're here to experience, learn, grow, and evolve, not just stay the same. Not just say stay the same like an ongoing straight line. No, nada. But I don't know. I have recommendations like connect with nature. Well, if the weather is nice, for sure, of course. But with technology, it's easy to get distracted and not pay attention to the beauty of nature and our surroundings. I like to take walks to clear my mind, sometimes with music, but conscious with what I listen to, or sometimes really just no music. I recommend no music to really have that silence to sit with my thoughts. I like to, get a journal or a notebook and write down my thoughts. And if you do this, don't think too hard. Just write whatever comes to your mind and let it be a release. Honestly, whatever helps you clear your mind and be attentive to your thoughts, do it. You deserve it. A while ago, I remember going through a tough mental battle. Like, this has been a while, but until I woke up one day and I said, I am not doing this anymore, sitting here dwelling in these emotions, um, just going with the flow. I said, I decided to take like note of what wasn't making me happy, what I wanted to change, what I truly wanted, and what I needed to do to make my life better. And I sat with myself countless times, whether outside, reading a book, painting, listening to my favorite songs, cooking, whatever inspired me to look at life on a lighter way, in a lighter note. Like, I did what I had to do, and I worked on what had to be worked on because I knew like no one else could do that but me. So the more I questioned and self-explored, the better and more aligned I got with myself. And I've been better since. Yeah, life has its shifts, but always keep track of what's important and what you want and don't want out of life. So navigating what comes your way is more pleasant. Yeah, that's where I've been at lately, honestly, just reflecting. I told a friend recently, I was telling her, like, hey, where I'm at in life right now, it's all about self exploration, reflection, and releasing and growing and evolving and really making sure I know myself. I know what I want. I know what I don't want. And those go hand in hand. Don't forget that. Like, make like a little list of like things that you want. What is your ideal life, your ideal future? What do you want? What do you not want out of life? That's very important as well because the things that you don't want helps you figure out what you do want. When you reflect on the things that, may have hurt you in the past or like, you don't want to experience again, think about those things, acknowledge them, don't dwell on them in a bad way. Just acknowledge that, hey, I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to allow myself to go through that again. So guess what? I won't because I'm going to do the work to see where I'm at mentally and take the steps to get to where I want to. But like I said, Rome wasn't built in a day. It wasn't. So be patient, everyone. That was a quick thought. Thanks for listening. Um, yeah. So this is the Line Podcast. I'm Mark Rose. And until next time, take care, reflect, be your best self. And until next time, thank you.